Kia ora. Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Craig and here I am again today on Tuesday the 31st of August. I bet you're wondering why my hair is in two pigtails. Well, as you know, this week we're talking about our dads, aren't we? And do you know that when I was a little girl, this is how I wore my hair? So my dad would wave goodbye to me when I went off to school, and I would always walk along with my two pigtails swinging in the wind. I wonder if you, like girls, like to put your hair in pigtails. I'd also always have ribbons that matched my dress. So I had a bit of a hunt around this morning and I found some ribbons to match my t-shirt today. So well done for yesterday, some great work coming through and great to see so many of you doing the writing tasks. Remember, you get that magical warm fuzzy when you do all three tasks. That's reading, writing and the maths task, and I go and check each night and then I send the magic warm fuzzies out. So well done if you've had a magic warm fuzzy. See if you can do that today. So today, let's have a look what day it is. Today is the 31st of August. It is actually the last day in the month of August. And we have been learning this week about how do you know when to use CK or whether just to put K when you hear a K noise at the end of a word. So we learnt this week that if the K sound has a vowel in front of it, let's say the vowels A, E, I, O, U. So if I say the word tr, a, K, before the K sound, what do I hear? A, which we know is a vowel, which tells me that we must use C and K, CK. But if we were doing the word link, let's say it together, link, what can we hear before the K sound? We can hear a consonant, not a vowel. Remember, all the letters that are not vowels are consonants. So then we only need kicking K. We don't need a C. Let's read our words together that needed CK. Track, snack, and sick. Let's have a look at sick. Let's say it together. S-I-K. What comes before the K sound? A vowel. Let's say those vowels again. A, E, I, O, U. There are 5 vowels. So, because it has a vowel in front of the K sound, we need to put CK. Let's have a look at these words. Link, tank, park. Let's say park clearly together. P-R-K. So I can hear a before the K sound, and we know that that is not a vowel, it is a consonant, so we just put a K. Okay, let's see if you can remember that when you're writing. We have also been learning about fractions, and I love learning about fractions. Today you've got 2 fraction stories on the task board. Have a listen to them, they're great stories. Let's see if we can read the fractions together, and we say 1/2. Can you say that for me? We say 1/4. Well done. We say 1/3. Can you say that? Well done. We say 1/5. Well done. And I could hear the 1/5. Got to get your tongue out on that one, don't you? And the same with this one. We say 1/10. Get that tongue out. Let me hear you. Cool. Let's read them together. Ready? 1/2, 1/4, 1/3, 1/5, 1/10. And we know that the bottom number of the fraction, the denominator, tells us how many even groups there are. How many even groups are in 1/2? 2. How many even groups are in 1/4? 4. How many even groups are in 1/3? 3. How many even groups are in 1/5? 5. And how many even groups are there in 1/10? 10. What does the top number tell us? That tells us what we are looking at. So if we were looking at 1/2 of the set, we are looking at 1 part of the two even groups. And you're going to be doing some work with that today, because on the task board it asks you to have some fun making some dough. And I've even shared my very precious, very special dough recipe. And this is the dough that I make for you at school. It works really well. Mummy might have to have a hunt in the cupboard and see if she's got cream of tartar, because that's one of the ingredients. You could halve the recipe. And we're learning about fractions, so instead of 2 cups of flour, you would use 1 cup of flour. Instead of one half of a cup of salt, you would use 1/4. So Mummy could help you halve it if you don't want to make too much. I wonder who's got some glitter at home that they could mix into their dough. Or I wonder if Mummy's got some food colouring that you could add to your dough to make it a really special colour. So we're just going to have a quick look at the board over there. It has got our writing on it as well. But if we look, we can see that it says I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. And I've said 4/5 of my set are coins. True or false? What do you think? If you said false, you are right. Let's have a look at it together. How many things are in our set? Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the bottom number tells me there are 5 groups. And how many are we looking at? We're looking at the coins, 1, 2. So 2/5 of my set are coins. Mrs. Craig did not do that correctly. I was trying to trick you. So you were asked in your task today to make some dough and then make some shapes and tell me what fraction. So you might roll 3 balls and then you might flatten 2 balls and you might say 3/5 of my set are round balls. If you don't want to make dough, I have given you an alternative, and you can just use things: macaroni, pencils, fruit. You'll see I use some fruit, so have fun doing that. Okay, I think it's time for a joke, and I've got a really funny one today. My joke says, let me find it here, you're going to love it, and I'm glad so many of you loved my monster story yesterday. Okay, so the joke today says, why wouldn't the skeleton cross the road? Can you read it with me? Because he didn't have any guts. So people used to say, have you got enough guts to jump off the bridge? Means, have you got enough confidence? So they're saying that the skeleton didn't have enough guts, and of course a skeleton doesn't have guts, which is your insides as well. So they're playing on those words. So well done for reading that joke with me. Shall we do it one more time? Why wouldn't the skeleton cross the road? Because he didn't have any guts. Okay, you'll also notice that this week is Father's Day and we're getting ready to surprise our daddies. So I got busy and I wrote a Father's Day rap for you. I'm just going to read it today, but tomorrow you will get it as a reading activity. It goes like this. Can you see it up there? Father's Day rap written by Mrs. Craig. And it goes like this. I really, really love you, Dad. You cheer me up when I am sad. You love us lots every day and teach us things along the way. You always are so much fun and love playing with us in the sun. You are so cool, and Dad, you rock. I absolutely love you around the clock. Now the idea is that you draw a picture of Dad on that page, try and print it out at home, and read it to Dad on Sunday on Father's Day, and I bet he will love it. When you do a rap, you click like this. I really, really love you, Dad, but we can keep practicing that throughout the week. Which brings me to our writing task today, and I've had a lot of fun with that because I loved my dad, and as I said yesterday, he is no longer on earth with us, but I can remember doing lots of fun things with him. And today you're asked to write 5 things that you love doing with your dad and then one crazy thing that you would like to do with your dad. So let's see what Mrs. Craig wrote on her board today. Things I used to like doing with my dad, and there's my lovely handsome dad sitting up there. Number one, I loved painting and drawing. And over here, I've got one of my dad's paintings. Can you see it there? So my dad was also an artist. Let's see if we can bring it nice and close to the camera now. He painted in all sorts of different mediums, we call it, but this was one of his oil paintings, and he used to love hydrangeas and his deck chair. So that's one of my dad's paintings, and he taught me how to paint, and we would sit and paint together. So I said I love painting and drawing. I loved watching movies. I loved reading the newspaper together. Every morning we would get the newspaper and my dad and I would sit and read it together. I loved dancing to music in our lounge, and when I was a really little girl, I used to stand on his feet and we would dance around together. I wonder if you've ever done that with your dad. So you're kind of standing on top of your dad's toes, really. I loved listening to him tell me stories of when he was a young boy. A crazy thing I would like to have done is I would have loved, because my dad was a bit of a daredevil, he liked to do risky things, I would have loved to jump out of an aeroplane together. You know how you see those people jumping out of aeroplanes? That's the crazy thing that I would really have loved to have done with my dad. Okay, so that just about brings us to the end of today's video, and I'm going to read you a Father's Day story on Storytime. So have an awesome day, guys. Hopefully it's going to be sunny outside. Yesterday I had a lovely big walk with Mr. Craig through the bush, and it was so lovely hearing the tuis calling, and just walking through the bush was fun. So try and go for a walk. Try and do some of the activities on our task board, and most of all, have fun. Haere rā!